That's our carrot cake cookies in there. Oh, look. Hi everyone, welcome to Backyard Chef. I'm Rick. Today we're doing something a little bit different. We're going to take the humble carrot cake and we're going to make it into carrot cake cookies. All the ingredients for a carrot cake, slight variation. We're going to mix up and then we're going to put the cream cheese frosting in the middle and we're going to make sandwich cookies. Sounds good? It is good. Let's bring it together. Bowl in there, rolled oats. Now this recipe is actually going to rely on maple syrup, coconut oil and the carrot to release the moisture inside, and a little bit of vanilla. We can add 1 or 2 tablespoons of milk to this, or even water if it looks too dry. Okay, so there's our oats, there's our raisins, there's our walnuts, baking powder, salt, cinnamon, almond flour, grated carrot. Okay, before I add any wet, I'm just going to give that a stir in. See if we can get this sort of like mixed through, fully incorporated in there. And then we're not going to get clumps of carrot and things, you know. So there's going to be no egg, there's going to be no milk. Apart from we might just add a little bit of milk for moisture or water. We're going to rely on the coconut oil and the maple syrup. A couple of teaspoons of vanilla. This is pure coconut oil in there. And we are going maple syrup. Now this is Canadian maple syrup, but I've had to weigh it out for this recipe and not just tip it in. And that came from a bottle like this, Canadian maple syrup. Okay, let's give that a good stir through. So what's going to happen is that little bit of moisture we've got, because we're making cookies, if you like, that little bit of moisture should hold it all together, and the carrots will release the moisture whilst they cook. Now what we are going to do is leave this for about 15 minutes when we've mixed it, to let those oats try and rehydrate a little with the moisture that's in here. Now if your mix is too wet, like this probably is, a couple of tablespoons of almond flour. Just mix it through. Now we can't say it's going to be too wet yet, because obviously the oats haven't absorbed anything. So don't start adding anything yet until we've left it 15 minutes and see what moisture has been absorbed. So there you go. There's our mix. We just leave it. Now I do get people that can't get maple syrup. They can use honey. Use honey, however, add 1 teaspoon of molasses or 1 teaspoon of black treacle. Stir it all through, because maple syrup does not taste like honey. So if you want to have that similar taste, stir that through. There you go. And you can also add a little bit of vanilla if you want, a couple of drops of vanilla. Fantastic. There you go, there's a hack. Okay, whilst this is actually rehydrating in there, we can mix our filling if you like. Now in here is butter, cream cheese, it's cold. In here powdered sugar, and we got a little bit of vanilla. We're going to mix this together, cream this together, and we're going to add that and that. So it's actually, we might just use a spatula first. So what we'll do is we'll just do this first, because as you can see it's quite firm and it is going to go everywhere. So just give it a squashing together first. And then we're going to give it a blending. Actually, we're going to beat it with a beater. See if we can bring it in, soften it up a little bit. Blend it both together. You could probably do it all like this actually, but I like to bring it all in. So that is what we're going to do. Nice and steady. So what we're doing, we're actually working with this, and it is quite cold. We're going to try and keep it cold. We want it to set up as our cream in the center of our cookies. Powdered sugar in there. Now don't forget, this would be our cream cheese frosting, but we're putting it inside. Now you could add a tablespoon of milk powder or about a teaspoon of corn flour to thicken it up. So we want to go in there with a little bit of vanilla. Let's give that a go. I think that's got it. All we got to do is bring it all in. All the bits of sugar that's on the side. Let's have it all in there. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it in a smaller bowl. And I put some cling wrap over it and I'm going to put it in the fridge. I want it to stay cool. We want a quite firm mixture to go in our cookies. Okay, for this next stage then, take a tray. Take some baking paper, parchment paper on there. Make sure your oven's on. And what we're going to do, in fact it's on for about 175. Our mix has absorbed the fluid look. And we need to be rolling this out into about 30 gram balls. 32 grams, somewhere around about there. Now I am going to use a scale for this. So it's going to be quite tedious and boring, but we are making a soft ball like that, and that is going on our tray. Boom. So I'll just do another. So I've got a soup spoon here actually. So it's just a case of bring it together and put it on there. We're making cookies, so leave enough space. Because we will just give them a little one of those, like that. So all it is just carry on until you've done your cookies. Okay, we've got our cookies on there like that, look. Let's see what they come out like, eh? Okay, what we're going to do is bob these in the oven. They're going to go in for about 12 to 15 minutes and we'll see what happens. Now what we're hoping for is a nice crisp over the top, and then for them to stay soft, cakey like. Obviously it's not a cake because no egg or anything in here, but we want them to stay softish in the middle. Fingers crossed. Let's go for it, come on. Okay, after 15 minutes, we're going to get that out of there. We're going to take the chance that these are going to hold up. In with the others. So what we're looking at with these is a little crustiness on the top. Not much, just a little crustiness. But we're trying to keep that soft carrot cake sort of identity inside. So we don't want to dry them out, so we are really taking a chance that these things hold together enough to have like a carrot cake with our frosting inside. So let them cool down. Those are in there for 15 minutes and then we'll put them together. Help. Okay, when they've had their 15 minutes, out they come. So there you go, let them cool down on there a little minute, then we'll put them on a rack to cool down completely and then put our frosting in. Okay, we got our lovely cookies, look. They're firmed up a little bit while they've been cooling down on here. They are soft, you know, they are like a cake, if you like, but they're not cakey. Now we need to be putting our cream in there. We're making these into sandwich cookies. So we're just going to take it out of here with a spoon. And we're going to put some on here. Nice and gently. And we're just going to wedge that like that. A nice little shufty down. And there you go. And we're going to put that in a box because we're going to stick it in the fridge for it all to set up again inside. So I'm going to take that on there with our cream. Now I'm sure you could put this on with a piping bag or anything like that to make it easier. Just take one of those on there, a little one of those like that. Fabulous, look at that. And then put it in there. And there we go, that's our cookies in there. We're just going to stick those in the fridge just so that that cream cheese holds up a little bit more. And then they're ready to go. Look at those, fabulous. So obviously the box lid's not going to fit on there, so we're just going to go over quickly with a little bit of cling wrap. There we go, stick that in the fridge, cool it down about 30 minutes and we're ready to go. Just look at those, that's our carrot cake cookies. They look sensational. Come on, we're in. Look at that. Fantastic. It's a bit like an oat bar really, but it's a cookie. Oh, it's superb. Look at that. It's a little bit crunchy wunchy on the top. We got that soft cream inside. That is exceptional. Come on. In there. Oh, look. Look at that. Look, that is soft, look. That's nice and soft in there. Oh, with a little bit of a crunch on the top. Come on. Oh. That is absolutely fantastic. Wow. You've got all that walnuts in there with those raisins and everything. Our oats. That is delightful. You got all the strands of carrot in there, and that cream cheese frosting is absolutely delicious. That is unbelievable. That is taking the carrot cake and turning it on its head and using it as a sandwich cookie. If you like what we're doing, don't forget, share with your friends. Tell them how easy it is to make these cookies. No egg in here either, holding it together. And they're still quite firm, but soft. They've got a nice little crust over the top, but they are soft inside. In fact, they're very soft. They're delicious. That cream cheese frosting in there, unbelievable. If you like what we're doing, don't forget, big thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, ring that bell, and we'll catch you in the next video.